Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now, from deep in the darkest forests of northern Minnesota, the show you've waited for. This is Grizzly's Growls. And I am honored to present our host, the man, the mystery, the legend. This is Grizzly.
This is Grizzly's Growls, episode 16, and this is Grizzly. I wanted to explain something. Before my last show, I stuck in a disclaimer that I might have entirely misunderstood what some folks had told me. I still don't know if I did misunderstand. I'm recording this show just a little bit later. Anyway, what some folks seem to miss is how likely it is that I'll misunderstand what I'm told. Asperger's syndrome is the best explanation I've found for that. Aspies like me don't understand body language or tone of voice or sometimes subtle implications in what people say and how they say it. Sometimes we take things literally, too. I mentioned a couple of shows back that maybe I wasn't as disliked as I thought back in school because I misunderstood what people were really intending. Now, that was a long time ago, but wait, it gets worse. When I was in Michigan, I worked for a while at an affiliate of AT&T as a computer operator. This job didn't last long. One day, my boss called me in to tell me I wasn't going to be kept on after my first 90 days because she said, "Frankly, you stink." Well, I was deeply hurt, but I take a shower every day and I wear deodorant. That's not right at all. "No," she said, "I meant you stink in the computer room." Well, I know the computer room is kind of small, and I do smoke heavily, so I suppose I smell like cigarettes, but hey, some of the other guys smoke too. And we went back and forth like that for 15 or 20 minutes, and I left feeling very hurt. About a year later, I was thinking back on that conversation and about the fact that since I'd been there, I'd learned a lot more about computers, and in particular about PCs, which I hadn't used till I got that job. This was back when computer didn't always mean an IBM-compatible PC, and it suddenly struck me she meant I stunk at the job and not that I smelled bad. And to think it only took me a year to figure that out. But wait, it gets worse. Back when I first got out of cooking school, I worked at a chain restaurant here in town, and I was still rather young then, and I had kind of a crush on one of the bartenders. I don't recall her name. I think it was Terry. Anyway, one night we had a company party for Christmas, I believe it was, and one of the guys from work gave me a ride to the Chinese restaurant where we were having the thing, and on the way we dropped by Terry's apartment to pick her up. And we came into the living room, and she called out from her bedroom that she was still dressing, but we could come in. Well, the other guy, who'd known her longer, said he'd wait, but she called out I could come in. "It's okay," she said. "I'm leaving my bra on." Lucky me, huh? Well, you're right, and I knew that. About a week later, when I figured out that situation. But wait, it gets worse. I used to live in student housing near the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and there was this beautiful, tiny little blonde living in one of the rooms there, and one day I was in the kitchen when she walked in wearing nothing but a towel and a smile. Well, we chatted for a bit, and she went into her room and left her door open, and we kept chatting back and forth while she finished changing, and then she went out, and, well, I didn't really figure out what that was all about till later, when I found out she decided I must be gay. I'm not gay. I don't dress well enough. I'm just very polite. But that wasn't my finest hour. But wait, it gets worse. While I was in Michigan, one night I went to a little local bar that wasn't my regular bar, but they had karaoke, and I went in and I sang a bit, and a gorgeous little college-age blonde, a different blonde, sits down next to me, and, well, we chatted for a bit, and then somehow we ended up making out rather passionately right there at the bar, in front of God and everybody. Okay, I admit it. That part I understood just fine. I'm not a perfect idiot. Nobody's perfect. So then she leans over and whispers something in my ear. Now, the bar was pretty noisy, and I couldn't hear her very well, and I wasn't sure what she said, but it sounded like she said, "Do you want to be my partner?" Well, I had no idea what she meant by that, but it sounded kind of weird. So, of course, I said no, and she didn't want to talk to me anymore after that for some reason. The next day I was thinking back on how weird it was she'd say something like that, and it struck me, could she have said, "Do you want to go to my apartment?" Imagine my chagrin. Well, I went back to that bar on another night, and it turned out she was a bartender there, and it turned out she didn't want to talk to me anymore. I think maybe I know why. Now, it's not that I'm stupid. Probably. Because of Asperger's syndrome, I am uncomfortable around people. I find face-to-face encounters particularly stressful. The more important the meeting, the more stress, and I get distracted by eyes and faces, especially attractive females, but not just in those cases, also in job interviews, especially with attractive females. Anyway, I don't always understand things right away. It takes me time to absorb what people tell me, and I try hard to be clever and charming and funny, which means I'm devoting some of my limited resources to what I'm supposed to say next, and may not get all the implications of what people say until later. And I may completely misunderstand and only know I got it wrong much later, maybe years later. I haven't really noticed if anyone ever caught on to that or made the effort to repeat things for me later, knowing they probably just flew by me the first time. I do absorb a tremendous amount of information when I'm not working face-to-face, which is why I'm actually a pretty fair telemarketer. And I may do okay sometimes if I can just listen and not talk, or just talk and not listen, like now, for example, and especially not have to look. So if you ever meet me, bear with me, because I might well have no idea what you just said or what you really meant by it. I may not be as snobbish and rude as I seem, and it just might be that my job has totally used up my ability to talk to people or listen to people, and just maybe I'm zoned out in front of my computer because that's essentially all I can manage. And that's all I have to say at the moment. Hey, you're welcome to send a comment either on the webpage, grizzly.libsyn.com, or by email, or by sending an audio file with a voice comment. And, well, don't worry if I don't understand right away. It could be worse. I'm going to close with a song from a group called Jamie Davis and Soul Gravy. I found it on GarageBand. It's called Crazy Sometimes. Kinda fits, don't you think? Talk at you later.
Saw you just the other day with your hair let down and that pretty face, and it took me back to the time when you were mine. So I drove around this sleepy little town back where that old heartbreak first came round, but broken hearts seem to sometimes mend. And I don't know about you. All I need is a little time. It's a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna make it alright. It's a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna make it alright. hurts and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. I hope you know I can't make it without you right here by my side. Girl, I know there's some love we ain't finished making, so why don't you just come stay with me tonight? And I don't know about you, but I think all we need is a little time. It gets a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna make it alright. It gets a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna make it alright. Don't know about you, but all I need is time. Oh, it gets a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna make it alright. It gets a little crazy sometimes, but I think I'm gonna